Good afternoon, Facebook. Happy Motivation Monday. Just doing a quick Facebook Live, just popping on instead of recording a video. But if you are on the replay, thank you so much for checking this out. I'm going to wait for some people to pop on if they are around. Anyway, happy Monday. I hope everyone had a beautiful, beautiful weekend. I know Halloween is tomorrow. Everyone had their Halloween parties. Hi, Gretchen. If you do pop on, please just say hi, throw me some hearts, some wow faces, smiley faces. Let me know that you can hear me loud and clear. Would love to hear from you and where you're coming in from, whether it's live or on the replay. Love connecting with you guys so much. And today, in the description, you can see that I want to go over 3 ways to overcome life challenges because, you know, in life, things definitely happen and things come up, and we can choose to obviously be affected by them or not be affected by them. What's up, Aaron? Hi, Pamela from Scotland. Love it. Now, I want you guys to engage with me, and obviously if you share this content and I see that you've shared it, I always give out free 15-minute coaching sessions. So that is always on the table for you guys to do to kind of spread this around. Thank you so much for the flowers, the wow faces, the hearts. That's great. So again, let me know where you're coming in from. Glad that you can hear me loud and clear. So again, what I want to do is I want to go over 3 ways to overcome these challenges in your life. And number 1, as I listed, is stopping the story in your head. So for the people that are on here right now, I know there's a few people on. What are some of the stories that you tell yourself in your head? And the story that I used to tell myself, hi Dana, is that I wasn't good enough. I was overcompensating. I was trying to become someone I wasn't. I was constantly affected by my surroundings, and it was leaving me feeling just not valuable. I was putting myself last in a lot of different situations. Hi Linda. So I want to ask you guys, just to see where you are, what is a story that you've told yourself or you've replayed in your head time and time again that you feel isn't really doing anything for you, that's pushing you in the right direction? So if you're just jumping on, just want to say hi. You can give me some hearts, some thumbs. Let me know where you're coming in from. Again, if you shared this content, let me know that you shared it. I always give out free 15-minute coaching sessions. So, what are some of the stories that you're telling yourself? Because for me, what I've learned is that it's a story. And I was at a training with David T.S. Wood a week or so ago, and there's always events that happen. And the event, you can choose to create a story, which then creates a problem. But the secondary way of that is, if there's an event, if you don't create a story, there's never going to be a problem. And I know that it sounds very simple, but it is. We have the choice to either create something from nothing or not get too involved with it, because there's never going to be a day where something doesn't happen. There's always going to be occurrences in our life. Hi, Diane. Hi, Joss. So what you guys have to understand is that most of the things that we're thinking about, and when we get an email or we get a text message or something happens, it's a story, because we're taking that thing that happens and we're creating a story around it even before the outcome, if there even is going to be one, happens. So when you learn to just stop the story and say, you know what, I'm making this up. I'm actually creating this in my head right now. It's not serving me. And again, what you have to think about is the story that you're telling yourself in your head. If it's not making you feel good, is it worth creating that story? So if whoever's on here right now, if this is resonating, if this is making sense, please type yes or Y in the chat box, just so I make sure not only that you can hear me loud and clear, that this is resonating. And again, I'm going to ask you guys, what are some of the stories that you've ever told yourself, or you have told yourself, or you are telling yourself about yourself that you know is not true, but you're replaying these tapes over and over and over again. So don't feel like you can't jump out. Hi, Jen. What's up, Bill? You know, what are some of the stories that you're telling yourselves? You know, what are the tapes that you're replaying? You know, why do you feel you're doing that? You know, the key is that recognizing that it's just a story, because when you can clearly recognize that it's just a story, it allows you to move past it, because then it's not going to create the feelings that, you know, create the emotions, that create the outcomes, that create basically maybe how you're spending your day. And if you're spending your day being overwhelmed, being underwhelmed, being anxious, being unhappy, you got to realize that's coming from a story that you're telling yourself. So all you have to do is shift your story. What's up, Dwayne? So again, if you guys are just jumping on, let me know where you're coming in from. You can throw me some hearts, some thumbs up. If this is resonating, type Y in the chat box or yes in the chat box, so I know you guys are with me, because I always want to make sure before I jump into the next aspect of the content, you guys are on board. And Pamela says, yes, makes perfect sense. My story is that most people don't want what she does and what she's done to follow her dream. And Pamela, I can absolutely resonate with that one right there, because, you know, when we get it, when we understand, it just makes sense. And we say to ourselves, why doesn't this person understand? You know, how come they don't want what I want? But here's what I'll tell you, Pam. In any area of your life where you know what you want, but it's very clear that person doesn't understand fully what they want, and if you're trying to bring them into an opportunity, into a business or whatever, I call it the 51-49 rule. You have to want it 49%. They have to want it 51%. So even though you want it for you, if that person wants it, they need to want it more than you do. But that's a wonderful point, Pamela. Thank you so much for that contribution. And for those that are just joining, welcome, welcome, welcome. Let me know where you're coming in from. And again, we're talking about 3 ways to overcome life challenges. And number 1, I was talking about stopping the story in your head. So if it's resonating, Y in the chat box, yes in the chat box. You can give me some hearts. You know, let me know, what are some of the stories that you're telling yourself? Pamela just shared hers. You know, what are some of the stories that you're telling yourself? Pamela said that's true. You can't want it for them. They have to want it for themselves. Absolutely. Pamela, again, what's up, Scotty? You know, so again, you guys have to understand, most of what we go through is things that are just created. And we all have the ability to move past anything that is just a figment of our imagination. We all create this stuff. So number 1 is stopping the story. Number 2 is actually shifting your mindset. So when you can shift your mindset to one of happiness and joy, you know, when, you know, I got a couple emails today that started to really move me into a different direction. It wasn't what I wanted to read first thing in the morning, but I didn't have a choice. It's an email. I'm looking at it. I can choose 2 things. I can choose to get upset about the email that I read, or I can choose to say, you know what? It's not about me. This is an email coming from someone who's going through something that doesn't have anything to do with me. I'm just choosing to internalize it and take it personally by what they're saying that's going on with themselves. So I stopped that story. And when I realized, when I stopped that story, it allowed me to not focus on it anymore, because you have to let things flow like water. But if you put corks in your ears, whatever's going on in your head, it's never going to move through. So if you remove the corks, everything is just going to be flowing through. So you might get upset by something initially. You might be affected by it initially. But if you let it flow, if you don't focus on it, then it's not going to impact your day, because there are things that happen to each one of us where you can absolutely focus on it the whole day, the whole week, the whole month, the whole year. And then those stories, those things that are in your head, hi Jody, hi Pam, hi Zelfa, those things that are in your head basically stop you from living your life, because you're focusing, and just what Michelle wrote, event plus no story equals no problem. And that's so true. E plus NS equals no NP. Event, no story, equals no problem. That's beautiful. Now, and I wear this watch, and I'm going to show you guys, and it's just, I have simple reminders all the time. And here's my watch. I don't know if you guys can see it. So it says, you try, you fail, you try, you fail. The real failure is when you stop trying. So that same thing goes for your mindset. If you keep replaying these same stories of I'm failing, I'm not good enough, I can't do this, it's not going to work, blah, 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 how do you ever expect to succeed with that mindset? So you have to shift your mindset. You have to stop that story. You have to stop internalizing it. Stop making it about you. It's about everybody else. Let them deal with their own stuff. You deal with yours. Because when you start letting other people impact the way that you feel and the way that you're living your life, it stops you in your tracks. What's up, Chris? Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. What's up, David? All right. If this is resonating, please type Y in the chat box. Yes, in the chat box. Thank you, Pam. Yes. Speak positively over yourself. That's completely right. So number 2, just, change your mindset, shift your mindset. Number 3, focus on gratitude. Focus on gratitude. I'm doing a 30-day gratitude challenge right now. If you guys haven't been following it, use the hashtag SGC, Scott's Gratitude Challenge 2017. Everyday practice gratitude. So instead of focusing on the negatives and the challenges of life, focus on the things that you're grateful for. Focus on the fact that you woke up this morning. Focus on the fact that you were able to jump on this Facebook Live. There are so many things in life to feel grateful for, to feel appreciative of, to love about. That's what this is all about. You have to understand there's going to be things that happen. There's going to be things that occur in our day, and we can choose to focus on it or not. But here's what I'll tell you. If you don't change something you're doing in your life, you can't expect your life to change. And if you're not happy with an aspect of your life and you're replaying these tapes where, this isn't working for me, my business isn't growing, I'm not moving in the right direction, and there's a solution, whether that's working with someone or talking to someone or doing something different, that's going to cause an immediate shift in your life. Why aren't you jumping on it? In the process of doing 28 Days of Gratitude with the Magic by Rhonda Byrne, feeling the magic, love it. That's the thing. Hi Tessa, if you don't make a change in your life, hi Lee, what's up Jim? If you don't make a change in your life, if you don't learn from someone who's maybe you want to emulate yourself after or is doing something different in your life, you can't expect anything to change. And I said this in a video the other day. The definition of insanity is doing the same thing each day and expecting a different result. So if you're sitting here looking at your life, looking at your outcomes, looking at your bank account, looking at the impact that you want to have that you're not having, you have to understand, everyone has a key. But it might not be the right key for the right keyhole. And that key might be with learning from someone else. And again, so many people want to go down this road alone, but you have to learn. We have to learn from each other. We have to grow with each other. You have to start being impacted by other people. Guys, if this is making sense, please type Y in the chat box, yes in the chat box, hearts, some thumbs, just so I know you guys are resonating with all this. And if you're on the replay, thank you so much. You can drop those too. David Baker says, we sure do. Very, very true, brother. And yes, he is resonating. Thank you, David, always for your support. Again, this is about how you're living your life. You can't expect anything to change if you're not changing something, and that starts with your mindset. If you keep replaying those same tapes that I can't do this business, I can't grow this, I can't do that, I'm never going to do it, I'm not going to achieve it, that's going to lead to a certain mindset every day when you wake up. What do you think is going to be attracted into your life? Not what you want. And when you start focusing on the gratitude, Seth says yes, Tara says yes, Tessa says yes, great, amazing. So you guys have to understand, if you want this to work, you have to want it to work. If you want to achieve certain things, you have to want to achieve those things. No one's going to do it for you. You can be guided in the right direction, but the application of what you learn is what is going to change your life. So again, 3 ways to overcome your challenges. Number 1, stop the story in your head. If there's an event, no story, there's no problem. Shift your mindset. Stop thinking about it. It's not about you. It could be about that person and what they're going through. And number 3, focus on gratitude. Focus on appreciating exactly what you have right now and not what you don't have. Because focusing on what you don't have is not going to have you feel good. Guys, again, thank you so much for joining me today. For those on the replay, thank you for checking this out. Please like, comment, share below. If you do share it, a free 15-minute coaching session is coming your way. Thank you for the engagement. Love you guys so much. Again, focus on being positive. Focus on loving where you are right now. Stop the story. Stop playing those tapes. Rewrite your book. Start a new chapter. Start it right now. Love you guys so much, and I'll see you soon. Bye, everybody.